Hi, welcome back to Love Your Midlife. I'm so glad that you're here. And I just want you to know that you can subscribe to the channel. You can like the videos. We have new videos that come out every week, and they're all about how to have a more inspiration and have more motivation in midlife. So I'm glad that you're here. Today, we're going to talk about something that a lot of people mention to me, and that is I never seem to have enough time. So today we're going to actually talk about 6 tips, suggestions, whatever you want to call them, about how we can use our time a little bit better and how we can feel like maybe we have more time during the day. I know time is always a little bit of an issue for me because I get very easily distracted. So it's really tough for me to try to manage my time on certain days. One of the things that you really have to do, no matter what your to-do list looks like or what your calendar looks like, is you do have to prioritize what is important to you. And that's something that you have to kind of keep doing through the course of maybe a week or a month or as time goes by. There are only so many things that you're going to get to during the day, so prioritizing what's really important to you can certainly help. Maybe it's working out. Maybe one of your top priorities is making sure that you spend time with your children if they're still home, or maybe it's your spouse. So make sure that you always have your top 3 priorities every day, no matter what slips through the cracks, and something always does. You want to feel really good by the end of the day, and you will if you hit those top priorities somehow. No matter what happens during your day, that will bring you a sense of comfort that you hit some of those top priorities. The other thing that I just mentioned, number 2, is try not to be easily distracted. And this is so hard for me, whether it's the phone or the door, or I just start doing one thing and then I go, oh, I didn't know that needed to be done. And then I start working on that. Becoming distracted can absolutely whittle away and chip away on a really good part of your day. So try not to, excuse me, try not to become easily distracted by whatever it is that is around you. So you may want to, whether it's your list or if it's a text message or an email or a phone call, many times I will say, I can get back with you by the end of the day, or I can do this, or I can do that. I used to always complain about my time getting hijacked during the day, hijacked, which I think is kind of a funny term. But that doesn't happen unless you let it happen. And a friend of mine said to me, your time is getting hijacked because you're letting it happen. And I was like, you're right. I was totally busted. So you can't really make excuses about that. If you are easily distracted, then you need even more reasons to stay on task and put a lot of those other things off. Um, iPhones can really suck up a lot of time. Things that pop up on YouTube that you want to follow or that you think are interesting, that can also suck up a lot of time. So think about that, because that can definitely take time away from some of the other things that you wanted to do. I know for me with my phone, I don't check it until I get back from the gym. If there is an important text message from one of my children or my husband or something like that, that will come up. But other than that, it needs to wait, because all it's going to do is distract me and get me off course of really what I wanted to do. So the other thing that will really affect your time during the day is not having a productive routine. So I just did a video on having a really good morning routine, and it's really important to know what times a day you like to do certain things. So for me, I feel the best in the morning, and that's when I try to maybe do a video or write or things like that. The afternoon I save for other things that don't require quite so much energy. And then the evening, a lot of times I'll do things that are a little bit more mindless, like maybe laundry or maybe doing this or calling someone back. So I do try to lump certain things that are going on in my life, I try to lump them into those three categories during the day. And if you think about your day that way, there is a morning, there is an afternoon, and there is an evening. Some people don't want to do anything after 6, and I certainly understand that. It kind of helps you categorize and really think about your day in a different way. There are just things that you can probably do in the evening that would really give you a lot more time during the day. So think about that. Are there things that you can move around and you can shift that would make you feel better? The other thing that can really be a time suck and eat up a lot of your time during the day is not being organized. And I think that happens to so many of us. Not putting things back where they're supposed to go. I know for me, we moved into this old farmhouse and I had shoes here, I had shoes there, I had shoes under the bed. Then I was getting ready to go somewhere and I was spending 15 minutes just trying to find some shoes that I could wear to wherever I was going. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. So the more organized you are as far as putting things back, putting things away, keeping things where you know where they are, that's going to save you a lot of time. And that's going to make you feel better about pulling your whole day together. Um, it may be the way you store things, the way you organize things. Just remember that's going to be really important. Some people can spend 30 minutes trying to find a pair of scissors. Maybe you should just put them, either in your office or in your kitchen. So you're like, okay, I know where the scissors are. I need them for this. Okay, move on. The other thing that's really important is just budget your time correctly. So I used to be very guilty of this. If you think it takes you a half an hour to get ready in the morning and it takes you an hour and a half, then you're really not doing a good job at budgeting your time. So budget your doctor's appointments, your different things that you're doing. Really look at them and budget them correctly into your schedule and into your day. And a lot of times what I do is I stay home during the day, I get a lot done around the house, and then when I have a doctor's appointment or I need to go to the store or something like that, I will combine my errands together. Um, Moving around and doing a whole bunch of different things in a whole bunch of different areas is a huge, huge um, waste of time. So if that's okay with you and you're retired and you don't care, then that's absolutely fine. But to try to do a doctor's appointment and then come home and get in a whole nother mindset and write and maybe do work and stuff, that may be a more of a difficult thing for you to do. So budgeting your time might be a way that you could feel better about how you're spending your day. And that's really up to you. The other thing, we're up to number 6. The other thing um, that is really important as far as how you spend your time is just try to do one thing at a time. A lot of times we think that we will get more done if we multitask, but actually we can get a lot less done that way. So one of the things you might want to consider is just doing one thing. Okay, I really need to clean up the kitchen, but I'm also going to make this phone call and I'm also going to do these other two things while I'm cleaning up the kitchen. And 2 hours later, you're wondering what happened because you thought the phone call you were going to make was only going to take 20 minutes. You ended up spending 45 minutes because you haven't talked to this woman in a long time. And the kitchen could have gotten cleaned up in a much shorter span of time. So these are just things that you might want to think about. They're not going to make or break your day. I think the most important thing you need to do is just stay positive as you go through your day and don't be negative and don't beat yourself up. And the other thing is don't blame others for your poor time management. Don't make excuses for it. Just find solutions for your time management and how you want to spend your time. Midlife can bring on a lot of new challenges. Some of them are very exciting, some of them are more mundane. Some people that are moving past their 50s into their 60s and on, maybe moving into retirement, and it may not matter to you at all about your time during the day. You might spend 3 hours at lunch and absolutely love it. And I say, go for it. Absolutely go for it. But if you're struggling with your time, and this is all about how we feel, right? So if you're coming to the end of the day or to the end of the week and you're really frustrated and you don't like the way your time is going and your time management and you don't like the way you're organizing things, then these are just a few tips that you might want to think about that'll make you feel better. If you like the way everything is going and you are able to get stuff done one way or the other, then that absolutely is perfect. And I love that. So, this is really more for if you are wanting things to be different, needing things to be different, then you may want to think about some of these tips about organizing your time. And at the end of the day, all that really matters is that you're happy, that you're filled with joy, and that you feel really, really good about your life. And if you do, then that's absolutely wonderful. If you need a few different shifts about your time to feel better, then I would highly suggest that you do that so you feel better because that's really what it's all about. So I am glad we had this time today to spend together. And I hope that maybe you had a couple of interesting tips on time management for today. And I will see you very soon. Bye, loves.